So you're moving to Portland, Oregon, Vancouver, Washington. There's 5 things that we want you to know before you make your move here. It's really a lifestyle. There's not a lot of places in the world like Portland, Oregon. And, we've heard that from, we've helped over 100 people move here. So these 5 things are what you're going to absolutely must want to know before you even think about making your move to Portland, Vancouver area. And we're getting after it right now. What's up, everybody? This is Jackson Wilkie with the Living in Portland team. If this is your first time to this channel, you want to learn everything about what it's like to work, eat, sleep, live, play, and the 5 things we want you to know before moving here. Make sure you tap that subscribe button and you click the little bell so you're notified every time we do a new video. And we honestly get so many phone calls, emails, texts every single day from people moving or relocating here. We absolutely love it. So thinking about moving really anywhere in the Oregon area, Salem, Bend, Portland, the coast, or even Vancouver, make sure you give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, days, nights, weekends. We got your back when moving to the Portland Metro. All right, so I'm going to rip off these 5 things that we just want you to know. They're big things about the Portland lifestyle and really what you're going to see when you move here. So with that being said, I'm going to kick it off with number 1, but number 5, the last one, is the number 1 thing that you must know, so make sure you stay tuned to the end for that. Number 1 is that PDX vibe. Now, I come from North Idaho, Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, which is crazy now, blowing up as well too, but small town redneck living, and so we always looked at Portland as like the hippies, the coffees, the custom beers, the craft beers, all that. Like, it's just such like a different world to us, and yet it was only 6 hours apart. Well, it's kind of true. And if you've ever seen Portlandia, I would not say it's as far-fetched as Portlandia, but there are certain areas and cases where maybe that's a pretty close indication of some of these areas and lifestyles. But the PDX vibe is not just something that you'll see, it's something that you may end up adopting. Like, it is the most chill atmosphere, and that's like kind of what everybody says. And really, when we talk to past clients, or clients that we're helping, that's one thing that they love. It's just time slowed down a little bit here. People aren't in such a freaking rush all the time, and they just want to go chill and go explore and have nature at their fingertips and parks right down the road, and that's really it. So you're going to understand too that there's different styles to the PDX life. If you're on the west side, the more suburb style, it's going to be a way different vibe than when you're in the north, northeast, southeast style of living. And you can carry out a little farther out to the southeast to the Happy Valley, super sneaky, incredible top suburb, where you're going to have different vibes as well. But the Portland vibe, in fact, we had a client, I'll never forget it. He was from California, and he was here staying for like a week, and we were shopping, looking for houses. And so we went and ate lunch one day, and he goes, dude, this place, he's like, the people here are just over the top friendly. Like, I went to a restaurant last night and ate. In fact, it was the Matadors downtown, incredible Mexican restaurant, Northwest. And he's like, these people like next to me in a booth, like they talk to me. And I was like, what in the, wait, people talk to you? He came from California, and he's just like, yeah, you don't get that kind of, it's more stubborn, stay to yourself over there. And coming here, yeah, you go to the bar, you go anywhere, you're basically going to spark up a conversation with somebody. So the PDX lifestyle is something that is for real. And like I said earlier, it's something you may end up adopting. Number 2 on the list is the PDX suburbs, right? Portland is like right downtown. You got the river right there. You have downtown Portland, and basically everything else surrounds it. So you're pretty close to downtown from no matter where you're at. And I think with the incredible transportation systems, which I'll probably get beat up in the comments that it's not, I love the Max. I take my kids on it all the time. You might see some random lady in there with like a bunny and a baby stroller, yeah, but they don't mess with you. But we love taking it. I take the kids on there all the time. We go to the zoo. We go down to the Timbers games. We just take it downtown all the time. But you have the access to get downtown Portland from basically everywhere. But you have to think about it as you have the downtown Portland, and that's going to be condo living. The only houses anywhere remotely close to downtown Portland is going to be in Northwest Portland, and they're older, like Victorian 100-plus-year-old homes. In fact, some of those are historical, but that's really where you're going to find homes until you get kind of up into the hills. If you want uber luxury living. It's going to be just above Northwest Heights, like that area, big, kind of like the custom style homes, architectural style homes that have views of all of Portland. But other than that, you're going to be living in condos, and people love it. The Pearl District, they're really building some incredible condos down that area. But if you look at it on like a clock, you basically have Vancouver, Washington up to the north. Just below that, across the river, you get back into Oregon. That's NOPO. Top 3 areas in that area, you have the Kentons, the St. John's, and like the Mississippi area, all exploding. Those, we've done videos on basically everything I'm going to talk about, but you have to realize, basically everything is living just outside of downtown Portland. And out to the east, you're going to have your famous, notorious northeast, southeast living. You go out a little farther, you've got Happy Valley. It's one of the best suburbs, super safe, top schools. It's up and over the mountains, absolutely gorgeous. It's a sleeper for sure, and you're going to get a bigger bang for your buck. If you go south of Portland, the most recognizable is Lake Oswego, but just inside of there and next to it, you have West Lynn. It's another incredible area, top family, great for sports, all that stuff. Lake Oswego is just one of the top that we have, period, in Portland. And one of the sneaky ones is, and the closest to downtown Portland, Milwaukee. Milwaukee is an area that they just renovated the high school. A lot of people are enjoying the Milwaukee area. It's starting to really get nice, and you're right on the freaking river. You're like across from Lake Oswego, so there's river living, golf courses, all that stuff right close to there. You head out to the west, that's like your typical just suburbs, can't miss. You got the Beavertons. You go out down south to Sherwood, you have some incredible areas. Up to Aloha and Hillsboro. Hillsboro is the Silicon Forest. That's where we're seeing the majority of the growth, out to the west. So, that's kind of it. You have all of your living really around downtown Portland, and that's what you have to figure out, is which one of those areas fits your lifestyle best. Because like I mentioned above, number one, the PDX Life, it's completely different lifestyles in those areas. That's something we fancy ourselves on. We're the top relocation team. We've helped over 100 different people move here from all around the world. And our number one goal is just finding that perfect fit for you, so you can adapt that PDX Life. I want you to take a second real quick and just comment down below if you can handle that PDX Life. If there's something about it that's really triggering you, or what's triggering you in the wrong way? What don't you like about Portland? Go ahead and hammer that down in the comments now. The number 3 thing we want you to know is get your butt outside. If you're moving to Portland and you don't like nature, you don't like the trees, you don't like getting out, probably not going to be your jam. We've polled the past, tons and tons, dozens and dozens of clients, and the response over and over, basically 100% of the time, is nature. Parks at your fingertips, being able to just kind of get out wherever. You're an hour from the coast, you're an hour or 2 from snowboarding in the mountains, ski resorts, you're 2 hours from the desert, out east on the way. There's incredible fly fishing out that way, some of the best, rafting. You have it all right at your fingertips. And I came here from a hometown. I come from a small town. I lived there my whole life. And so you actually don't go out and do anything. I look back at it and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I never went out because I was tired of all the crowds. I was tired, like I'd already been and done most everything. So I kind of just was stay around the house or go to a shop party, drink beer and watch football. And I realized I was not only holding myself back, but my entire freaking family, my kiddos, like they weren't getting the life that they should have. And that's, really pulling deep from the emotions. But you move to Portland, Oregon, get your ass outside. There is so many freaking parks. And so one of our favorite things, I've had the incredible opportunity moving here and not knowing even one street to basically vlogging and shooting videos in every single neighborhood and city, which you can go back and watch all of our vlogs of all these different areas where we show you what it's like. But then I would learn, oh my gosh, there's an incredible park I can take the kids. So we'd load up, on the weekend. I would take the wife, the kids. We'd drive over there, go hang at the park for an hour or 2, go find a freaking brewery, eat a pretzel the size of our freaking head, have a craft beer, and fell in love with it. Go up skiing, go fly fishing, go steelhead fishing, just go kayaking, go swimming. Any of these things you can have access to. So when you get to Portland, and that's the cool thing about Portland too, is with the chill vibe and everybody's like friendly. There's so many Facebook groups, whether you want to play frisbee golf or like I've seen, was it Quidditch? What are you Harry Potter fans? Comment down below. Is it Quidditch? I can't remember what it's called, but I've seen that in a few parks from, yes, like adult people. They go and they do that like broomstick, and they'll have the rings up in the parks and everything. It's pretty cool. I've even seen a guy with a bullwhip out in a park snapping it. So you're going to find some PDX life, but that's it, man. Get your butt outside. Go enjoy everything that it has to offer. My personal favorite, the coast. We go to the coast all the freaking time. I love going out there, throwing crab pots, catching crabs, go fishing right off the ocean, hiking big old sand dunes, running down them. It's just, it's amazing. Love it. Number 4 is going to be get yourself a bike, get yourself a dog, and get yourself some craft brews. Everybody here has dogs. In fact, it was ranked as one of the most dog-friendly cities in the entire nation. There are bars, there are restaurants where you can bring your dog. There's like doggy daycares right next to it, but for the most part, you're going to go into stores, you're going to go into bars, restaurants, and there's going to be dogs there. People freaking love them. There's over 300 miles of bike lanes in downtown Portland alone in the Pearl District. Biking is everything. If you are truly like into biking and getting everywhere, there's a couple different routes. We see like the street bike, road bike type people. They like living almost like northwest Portland, north of Portland, or at least going and riding there because it's all mountains and curvy hills and super tough. So they really enjoy that. If you like biking to work and biking your kids to school, the northeast and southeast, I'm out there vlogging all the time. I'm out there hanging. You see the dad. He's got his briefcase on. He's got his helmet. He's got the bike with the big old wooden like plank on the back of it. He's got 2 kids strapped on there. They got their helmets and their backpacks. They're going to school. Even me, I'm out, on the west side, you get the suburbs. You're riding your bikes just everywhere. Everywhere you go, you got bikes. And that's what's really cool about it. Usually, bike paths everywhere, and that's a thing. There's doggy stations everywhere too. You're going to walk your dogs, and every 100 feet, there's a post there with doggy bags and trash cans. Pick that stuff up. Don't be a terrible human and leave your dog feces. I think there is a cold place in hell for people who do that. Take the time, clean it up. That's what people enjoy about Oregon, is the cleanliness of, cleaning up the dog mess. So get yourself the bike, the brews, and a doggy. Number 5, the thing we want you to know is the whole renting versus buying situation. I will come out right now and just tell you, if you're looking to come here and rent something for super cheap, 1, that's really tough. And 2, we do not have access to any rentals here in the RMLS of Oregon. So we can't help with rentals, unfortunately. We have helped clients. Hey, I have to rent for 1 year. I have an established credit. It's going to be a 1 year. Yeah, I mean, we're helping with that. The thing to say about it, it's pretty rare, and I don't want to discourage or encourage in any way. I just kind of want to spit the facts of renting here is very difficult. And what we're seeing is, if people really want to kind of get their feet wet, they're coming in once, twice. And what we're doing is we hear your lifestyles, things you like, things you need, and we go, okay, these 2-3 areas are exactly what you're talking about. Airbnb there for 3 days, for 5 days. Stay there, walk around, and then we can take you to give you a hot map. This is something that Heather, our team lead, invented, and it's the coolest thing in the world. She's going to give you a hot spots map. One of the most frustrating things when you go on any vacation or do anything is trying to figure out where the heck to go. You're so lost. It's a new city. Well, she gives you the hotspot map. It's going to be maybe a couple open houses or things that you can see, typical style homes, some of the top restaurants, bars, some of the top parks, things that you can go to like this and go, oh my gosh, that's it, right? So with the appreciation too, we've had clients who actually, they buy a house, they freaking love it, and they end up finding a new spot that they really like. Well, they go and sell their house, and fortunately here in Portland, well, they're having a lot of equity, so they're able to do that. And so when you rent for, a long time, you're kind of just throwing that money away. And we understand some people have to do it. You do, but people are coming here and kind of realizing how difficult it is to rent. And so they're leaning more towards buying. So if you do have to do a rental, what Jesse really suggested and things we see that work is short-term rentals. And what you can do is maybe reach out to those short-term rentals and negotiate monthly rents so that you're month to month instead of a 1-year contract, because that's the flip side of things. Is people just lock themselves into a 1-year contract for rentals, and then 3 months in, they're like, oh my gosh, we found the exact house, we found the exact spot, like everything we want right there, but now they're locked into that 1 year. So there's ways kind of to get out of that stuff, but it's a lot more difficult. So If you have to rent, do it. You know, that's your personal decision. But the thing that we're starting to see is it's just so much more difficult to find that, and people are enjoying the equity that they build, even if they got to sell it a year later. But the most part, you know, most people are staying right put where they are, because that's what we do, is help with that initial phone call. What is your lifestyle? What do you need? What kind of home do you like? What do you need to be close to? What's your style? And then we know these 2, 3, 4 areas that you've never even heard of that fit that perfectly. And then when we take you through, you either feel it or you don't. But that's the way it's worked, and that's why we've helped over 100 clients in the past few years move and relocate here. And we absolutely friggin' love it. So thinking about moving anywhere in that Vancouver area, in that Portland area, even Bend, Salem, the coast, we have teammates in every single section of this area. So make sure you reach out, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. Days, nights, weekends, we got your back when moving to the Portland Metro. And until the next video, guys, we'll catch you later.